Rockstar has already shown us at least 6 different criminal organizations in GTA 6, and almost nobody's put them all together yet. Everyone thinks GTA 6 has like 2 or 3 gangs, a biker club, maybe some cartel stuff. That's it. They're wrong. Dead wrong. By the end of this video, you're gonna know about a Haitian crew with their own coded mural language, a drug operation running an entire dying town, and a militia group that's genuinely one of the darkest factions Rockstar's ever hinted at. And gang number 3 on this list? That one's the one almost nobody's caught. Stick around, because I'm coming back to it, and it might change how you see the whole map. If you're new here, this is where we break down GTA 6 leaks, trailers, and map details frame by frame, way past what most channels bother doing. If that's your thing, subscribe, because this is basically what we do every week. Let's get into it. Quick heads up before we start, you're going to see 3 labels pop up on screen this whole video: trailer evidence, leak, and theory. Trailer evidence means it's straight from Rockstar's official footage. Leak means it's from the 2022 leak documents or the GTA 6 Bible Community Project. Theory means it's me connecting dots. I'm keeping those separate on purpose, because half the misinformation about this game comes from people treating theories like fact. Not doing that here. Let's start with the one we're not guessing about at all. The Final Chapter Motorcycle Club, out of Ambrosia. Here's why this club is different from every other faction on this list. Rockstar didn't just slip them into a background shot. They gave them a founding year, 1982. That's the kind of detail you only add if a gang actually matters to the story. Look at the pack riding through the trailer. One guy's an absolute unit. Next to riders half his size. That's not an accident. That's Rockstar telling you this club has range. Different guys, different roles. And here's the detail that got me. One member's jacket has the word Enforcer stitched onto it. That's not flavor text. That's a rank, which means Final Chapter almost certainly has a real internal hierarchy. Presidents, enforcers, road captains, the whole outlaw biker structure GTA's flirted with before, but never fully built out. That's actually kind of insane when you think about it. Rockstar knew players would pause that frame and zoom in on a jacket patch, and they still put in the detail. That's not a channel getting excited over nothing that's deliberate world building. At first, it just looks like a normal wall, a mural, some street art, nothing you'd think twice about as Jason drives past a scene where cops are detaining people in trailer 2. Except that mural isn't random. Zoom in, and it's tied directly to Haitian gang imagery, the same visual language GTA Vice City used decades ago. And this isn't the first time we've seen it. Trailer 1 already showed us a guy with a chain that hints at the same gang, plus an NPC in a blue bandana, a straight callback to Vice City's Haitian gang colors. Here's where it gets genuinely clever. In one of the screenshots, there's a row of columns, and each one has a single letter carved into it. Put them together, and they spell P-E-A-R-L, Pearl. That's not decoration, that's Rockstar hiding the actual name of this territory in plain sight on the architecture itself. Most people scrolled right past it. There's also a R.I.P. Rudy tag from Trailer 1 that might connect to this same crew. Maybe a member who didn't make it. Maybe a rival who got taken out. We don't know yet. But between the mural, the bandana, the chain, and the column spelling out Pearl, this is shaping up to be one of the most carefully hidden gang reveals in the entire marketing campaign so far. Here's a question. What happens to a tourist town once the tourists stop coming? Port Gellhorn is the answer. Cheap motels, dead strip malls, shut down attractions. This place used to be a vacation spot, and now it's rotting. And rotting towns, in GTA logic, almost always mean one thing. Somebody moved in to run drugs through the wreckage. The screenshots back that up hard. A guy with a baseball bat and visible bullet scars standing next to weed plants growing right out in the open. Another guy with a gun tucked into his waistband, not even hiding it. And then the one that seals it, a woman handing off pills to a driver while somebody watches the whole exchange from a distance like a lookout. This group doesn't even have a confirmed name yet, but that almost makes it scarier. An unnamed, undocumented crew running an entire town's drug economy in a place where it doesn't look like the cops show up much at all. If I had to bet, this becomes one of the more dangerous factions Lucia or Jason gets tangled up. Remember earlier when I said gang number 3 was the one almost nobody's talking about? This is it. Back in the 2022 leak documents, there was a mention of a far-right militia, barely any detail. Just a name. Most people forgot about it, but trailer footage and screenshots from the Grassrivers area line up with that leak in a way that's hard to ignore. It starts small, a handful of guys hanging around together. Not tourists, not hunters passing through. Then it escalates. Footage shows them hunting alligators off an airboat. Then, in a separate clip, people are fleeing police in a truck with a a trunk full of alligator carcasses. Here's why this one's different from every other gang on this list. A militia isn't just a criminal crew. That word implies weapons stockpile, off-grid operation, maybe even ideology layered on top of the crime. If Rockstar actually builds this faction out the way the name suggests, Grassrivers could be the single darkest, most unpredictable group in the entire game, and almost nobody's factoring them into their GTA 6 predictions yet. This one's almost a footnote right now, but it's worth flagging early because it could end up being bigger than the name suggests. The Guardia Brothers show up in the original leak documents with basically no visual confirmation attached, just a name. But that name alone tells you something. Brothers implies family, and family-run crime organizations have been a GTA staple since the original Vice City's Forelli family. One clue suggests this could end up being a more traditional organized crime operation, money laundering, smuggling, protection racket, rather than a street-level gang fighting over block. We genuinely don't know yet. This is one to watch closely once trailer 3 drops. Now here's where it gets fun, because this section is basically a legacy check. A handful of names from the original Vice City could realistically come back. The Forelli crime family, the Diaz gang, Mitch Baker's biker gang, some remnant Tommy Vercetti's old empire, not Tommy himself, but whatever's left of what he built, the Colombian cartel, Los Cabrones. Rockstar loves legacy. GTA 5 leaned hard into hyper-local street gangs, controlling individual blocks, and there's no reason Leonida won't do the same, pulling straight from real Florida and Miami gang culture for inspiration. There's also one darker theory worth mentioning: a possible prison gang. We know Lucia does time early in the story, and background shots from that section show other inmates who could easily belong to an internal prison faction. If that's real, it would be something GTA has genuinely never done before. Here's a question nobody's asked: does Brian Heather actually run the keys alone? Almost certainly not. A guy running drug routes through the Leonida Keys with zero competition doesn't make sense, not in this universe, not in this genre. Expect rival dealers, competing crews, maybe a faction actively trying to push Brian out entirely. That means turf wars. That means Jason and Lucia probably get forced to pick a side, run product through hostile territory, or take a rival operation out completely. Knowing how much Rockstar loves conflict-driven side content, this rivalry might not be a side detail at all. It might be an entire quest line. Step back for a sec. Why does any of this matter beyond cool, more gangs? Because if even half of what we've covered makes it into the final game, GTA 6 ends up with the most layered faction system Rockstar's ever built. Bikers running Ambrosia, Haitians holding Pearl, a drug crew controlling Port Gellhorn, a militia hiding in the swamp, old families possibly clawing their way back into Vice City. That's not a few gangs. That's a living underworld with actual territory, actual rivalries, and actual consequences depending on how you play. That's classic Rockstar hiding a system this deep in the background of 2 trailers, betting that most people wouldn't notice. So that's every gang we've pieced together so far, and I still don't think Rockstar's shown us everything. We haven't even scratched the surface of the actual story yet. So here's my question for you. Which gang do you think ends up controlling Vice City by the end of the game? Drop your answer below, because honestly, I think Rockstar's still hiding at least 2 more factions we haven't spotted yet, and once trailer 3 drops, we're coming right back to update this list. If this helped you piece the map together, smash that like button, subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you in the next one.